All right, so let's talk about the controversy about Kate Middleton's Mother's Day photo. Which I think it was yesterday was Mother's Day. I think yesterday was Mother's Day in the UK. So she posted a picture, and apparently, because she posted said picture, some people decided to look closely at it and see if they could, I don't know, find something wrong with it, because there are these conspiracies which I didn't want to kill any more brain cells than I needed, so I didn't actually look at what the conspiracies are. But this apparently added fuel to the fire because people can't leave well enough alone. They were told that she isn't going to do any engagements until after Easter. It isn't Easter yet, and yet people have been asking for weeks, where's Kate? And I don't understand why people are doing this, because whether you are doing it because you're genuinely concerned about Kate, or whether you're a troll Republican, the fact, and by Republican I mean anti-monarchy, not the Republican Party. Um, but regardless, why why not, at least wait till after Easter to sprout these conspiracy theories, which again, Kensington Palace said from the very beginning, when she was discharged from the hospital, that she wouldn't be doing any engagements until after Easter. So wait till after Easter to ask, where's Kate? I mean, if you're genuinely interested in her well being, that's one thing. But I don't think these people are genuinely interested. They just want to cause trouble. And unfortunately, Kate fell into the trap of, well, I'm going to show people that I'm just fine, so I'm going to post this picture. Unfortunately, she posted the picture after she did some edits. Now, at the time, we just knew that it was manipulated. People people who claim to be professional photographers pointed out that there were problems with the photo. I only saw one of the problems, and that is that George's hands look different. So one hand looked different than the other one, and I don't think it was just shadow. But anyway, it looked way too long for his hand, and it actually looked like an adult hand, closer to an adult hand than a child's hand. But anyway, so she had done what anybody who uses, I assume she was using Photoshop to edit. Maybe she was using some other editor. But anyone who's used Photoshop knows that when you edit one thing, it tends to screw up something else. Now, Kate is known for looking, perfectly dressed. The hair is done perfectly. Everything about her and her family is picture perfect. That is her thing. That is fine, as long as, and actually we've seen that she does actually interact like a mother with her children. It's just not necessarily in the public view because it's nobody's damn business. However, because she wanted to make this picture, even, I guess she saw something that she thought was um imperfect, or she just wanted to practice her editing skills. I don't know. Because obviously we don't have a before photo, so we wouldn't know what she was trying to accomplish. But whatever she was trying to accomplish failed because people noticed that she edited. Now, of course, people started thinking At least some people started thinking it was nefarious. And no, it was just Kate doing a less than good job. I'm not going to say a horrible job because I don't know how much editing she did, but a less than good job of editing, a la George's Hands. But that's fine. She tried. She's human. And that's what people seem to forget. These people are human. They are allowed to have interests outside of their engagements. Like in this case, Kate likes photography. And so I don't know if these conspiracies stem from the fact that once upon a time the palace would be secretive about this, though I don't know how secretive they would be about Kate. They would probably be secretive about William and George, but I don't know. Maybe the secrecy stemmed to the entire royal family, but I don't know. But so she had surgery, abdominal surgery. We don't know what was the reason. I doubt it was just a hysterectomy because it doesn't take you this long to recover from that. I've had one. Thank you very much. Doesn't take that long. So I'm going to say, she was 2 weeks in the hospital and now she's not going to be doing engagements until after Easter. So people have been already asking, where's Kate? Okay, she's doing what the palace said she was going to do months ago, which was that she's going to recover from her surgery. William canceled a bunch of engagements at the beginning so he could help Kate, help the children, because, unlike previous parents, royal parents, this generation wants to actually be hands-on. They want to be there for their children. They don't want to just throw them at a nanny and, just trot them out for photo ops. They actually are hands-on parents. Now, they do have nannies. The kids do have a nanny. But that is probably more so for situations where, basically both parents work. So regardless of what you think about their work, they still can't always be there for the kids. But anyway, so that set off a brouhaha about something nefarious. Like I said, I didn't go into the conspiracy theories. I didn't read up on them because I have few enough brain cells as it is. I do not need them jumping ship en masse, trying to make sense of whatever conspiracies are going on. So that's the first part of this whole brouhaha. Kate then went on and apologized that she's an amateur photographer, she likes to dabble in editing, and it just didn't go to plan. And so I saw in at least one comment, I'm sure more people have expressed this, if Kensington Palace actually wants us to believe that Kate edits. Now, a couple of things here. First off, it wasn't Kensington Palace that issued that apology. It was Kate on her and William's personal Twitter. So, not Kensington Palace. That's number one. And she signed it C, like she always does. Number two. Again, these aren't circus monkeys that they just get trotted out when they're needed to perform and then they're stuck in a cage for the rest of the time. These people are human beings. They have interests. And even more so, even if you want to say that the monarchy doesn't, that they're not humans, that they're just there for our entertainment or whatever. Kate is a commoner. So she grew up having interests, doing things. She wasn't groomed to be part of the royal family. I mean, she's probably like a lot of little girls who dreamt of marrying a prince, but, that wasn't her main goal. Even though when she first married William, people did try to crap on Kate for, I don't know, planning this whole thing, because obviously that's the only way a commoner could bag a prince, is if she somehow manipulated things or something. But now Kate is loved, so um so she apologized. Some people seem to think that, because like I said, I saw one comment. I'm sure that it's not the only one that's out there about questioning whether it was Kate, and whether Kensington Palace would let her do something mundane like edit her own photos, which, why not? She's an amateur photographer. She likes to take pictures. Maybe once upon a time they wouldn't be allowed to do things like that, but people are allowed to do things. The royals are allowed to have interests and have hobbies. They're allowed to do that. It's okay. They aren't circus monkeys that are locked in a cage until it's time to perform. Which makes the Where's Kate thing really interesting, since, again, Kensington Palace said from the very beginning that you wouldn't be doing engagements till Easter. So it's not Easter yet, guys. So the next part of this is William. So at the end of February, I'm not going to even talk about when Kate first came home, because I don't think anybody did have a problem with the fact that William canceled his engagements, because, take care of his wife, help take care of the kids, be a good husband, be a good dad. Shocking that, there's a royal man who would be interested in such a thing. I'm not sure what century these critics live in. I really don't. But anyway, so at the end of February, he canceled at least one engagement, and he just cited personal matters. Now, that could mean so many things. It could mean something bad with Kate, or it could just be that she was just having a rough patch, because if you're recovering from major surgery, you're going to have those. We don't know how extensive this surgery was. We don't know what happened. So it could be just help Kate out. Maybe she's starting to get out more and do more things, and she gets tired. Because again, major surgery, tiredness happens. And maybe William was needed as a husband to help out Kate. Okay. Or his dad is undergoing chemo, I think it is. I just know he's undergoing treatment for cancer. Now, we don't know what kind of cancer. And I feel bad for Charles, because the conspiracy theories are about, where's Kate? Nobody seems to care. None of these people, anyway, seem to care that Charles has also been MIA. Maybe because we know that he has cancer, so there's less mystery? I don't know. Or maybe it's just showing that people care more about Kate than Charles, which is sad, but now, granted, we don't know what kind of cancer he has, but just that he has it. So Charles tries to go and basically take one for the team by mentioning that he's going to go to the hospital to have a procedure done for prostate enlargement, and this was happening around the same time Kate was having abdominal surgery to take the focus away from Kate, and it just went right smack back on her because a bunch of trolls decided to get people riled up over what's possibly nothing, because again, she wasn't supposed to go back to engagements till after Easter, so I failed to see why people are collectively losing their damn minds. Um, but William, another reason William could have taken some engagements off, one being a memorial service for the late king of Greece. I think he was like a godfather to William or something. I don't know. But anyway, he skipped that because of a personal matter. And it could have been Kate. It could have been something to do with his father, who's also sick, also recovering from some major crap. Or it could be something mundane. Now, I don't know how the education system in the UK works, but it could be something like, um, you know, have lunch with your lunch with your father day, or it could be some other activity going on for the kids that revolves around school, or it could be that one of the kids were homesick. Now, again, they have a nanny, so in theory, there's that. But it could be in the US, we have parent teacher conferences. Usually that's in the evening, but again, different system, so I don't know how things work in the UK. So it could be something to do with the kids, it could be something to do with Kate, it could be something to do with his father. There are so many reasons that fall under personal reasons. And I've seen people complain about William, missing an engagement. And it's like, oh my God, he's probably being a good husband and father. How horrible of him to choose that over a memorial service or whatever other engagements he canceled. I mean, it makes me wonder, do these people see the royal family as humans? Even royal watchers, even people who are interested in the royal family, in the British royal family, makes me wonder, do they see these people as humans? Because why criticize for missing an engagement for personal reasons? Now, you can speculate, and people have certainly been doing that, about what those personal reasons are. But there was also the rumor, I do not know if this is true, that's why I'm saying it's a rumor, that he cheated on Kate. So I'm sure a lot of this has to stem from that too, that rumor, because, we have to believe rumors, because rumors are always 100% correct. There was never a rumor that was wrong ever in the history of humankind. So maybe some of that hatred stems from that, but until we know, why not just assume that he's being a good husband and dad, and that he's taking time off to help Kate and the kids? Why come up with these crazy theories as to what he could be doing? The same thing has been happening with King Frederick as well. Actually, now with King Philippe and Queen Letizia, people are claiming that there's trouble in their marriage because, I don't know, they're not joined at the hip or something. So there are these trolls out there who have nothing better to do than to cause trouble where there is none. And like it used to be said many times in forums and should be said many, many times in other medium when they're dealing with trolls. Don't feed the trolls. They come up with this bonkers conspiracy theory about a member of the royal family. Ignore it. Either ignore it or just make one statement about how bonkers it is and why it's bonkers. Be as intelligent in your responses as possible, logical. And if they want to continue spouting bullshit, let them. Just don't get too bogged down, which I tend to do too much, because if you do, then that just adds legitimacy to the trolling. Now, granted, it is sometimes hard to discern whether someone is a troll or whether they're just really, that they're just, well, for lack of a better way of phrasing it, not very bright, and they believe any ridiculous crap that's told to them. So yeah, there is a little bit of that. So it's sometimes hard, but why are we entertaining these conspiracy theories? Let Kate and William have their privacy. If you ignore the trolls, they'll go away. And when Kate's ready to re-enter society because she's fully healed up and she's ready to take on engagements again, great. If she wants to then explain what she went through, fine. If she doesn't want to, that's fine too. We're not owed an explanation as to what Kate went through. It is okay. I realize that some of us, and I'm pretty much an open book. I'm willing to mention things about my personal life. Not everyone's like that. And if she doesn't want to say what she went through and why she went through it, then that's fine. That's fine for her. Just because she's a celebrity, just because she's a member of the royal family, doesn't mean she owes anyone an explanation as to why she had the surgery. I mean, I would love to know. I'm curious. I want to know that she's okay. But at the same time, she doesn't have to tell us. Just because the curiosity is there doesn't mean she has to tell us anything. Same thing with William. If he had a personal engagement, whether it be to help Kate, to help his father, to help the kids, none of our business. I mean, as long as everything is going well in the family, that's all that matters. We do not need to know, we do not need the play-by-play of their daily lives. We just don't. And I just worry that people see the royal family, whether again you are a royalist or a Republican, they tend to see them as not real people. And that shouldn't be the case. These are still real people who are dealing with crap. They just happen to be in a position where it's more public. And like in the case of Charles, he wanted people to be aware of his enlarged prostate for two reasons. Number one, to take the heat off of Kate and her abdominal surgery, so people wouldn't continue to wonder about her and worry about the king. Unfortunately, that plan failed. And then it turned out he has cancer. Now, I'm not one for speculation, but based on knowing rudimentary, I can say that word, I really can. Rudimentary anatomy, I would say that it's probably bladder, because they already said it's not prostate cancer. So maybe bladder, because the bladder's right there too. But we don't know. He hasn't said. We just know that it's in the early stage and that he's going to be fine. Now, if you want to question whether that's true, people pointed out that Prince Harry immediately went to visit his father. Now, that could be because they're lying to us about the cancer, or it could just simply be because, you know, Harry lives in an entirely different country because he exiled himself. So it's possible that it was just simply he wanted to come home and see for himself, because we already know how he feels about the media. So, again, doesn't have to be anything bad, but people look for any sign. And it could just simply be they're living their lives. Um, I do hope that Charles is going to be fine. Number one, because I don't seem, maybe because I'm an American, I don't harbor the resentment that a lot of Brits do. I mean, yeah, there was that Diana thing, but in a way, he was a victim too. Because his first choice of marriage partner, the crown struck down. And I can't imagine being put in a position where your duty comes first, and so the person you love more than anything, you can't have. You have to find someone else. So, yeah, Diana was a victim, but so was Charles. So, I'm not going to stand here or sit here and, you know, say that Diana was the only victim. She wasn't. The fact that Charles kept up an affair with the woman he actually loved rather than the woman he was forced to marry, I really am not going to hold that up against Charles, because again, if it was up to Charles, he wouldn't have married Diana to begin with. So there is that. Now, of course, there are those people who think that that Queen Elizabeth had something to do with Diana's death, but I'm not getting into that either, because I don't do conspiracies. Give me evidence that happened, great. Otherwise, no. But anyway, so yeah, I don't harbor the resentment to Charles that a lot of people do. Plus, if for no other reason, he spent most of his life waiting to become king because his mother just wouldn't die. I actually thought that she was going to outlive us all, that she was going to live like, in biblical years, just crazy amount. So, and then, Charles is king for a hot minute and he gets cancer. So, obviously, on a human level and just on the level of this man waited his whole life to be king, it sucks. But, these people are human and they should be treated like that. Yes, they're celebrities. Yes, they're royalty. Yes, they're rich. That doesn't make them any less human. And they are trying. Now, I'm sure there's plenty you can criticize about them, just like you can with any human. Because no human is perfect. This is no longer the divine right of kings. That hasn't been for a long time. But, they're going through some things right now. Kate with her abdominal surgery, which, yes, we don't know the circumstances around it. We just know that it's elective. So, I'm going to say, even though it was a major surgery, it's not that serious. But it could have been that it was supposed to be elective, and then in the case of Charles, that oopsie, we found something major. It could be that, or like I said, we just don't know. We're just speculating. We don't know. And speculation is fine as long as you don't lose your damn mind. Don't fall off your rocker. It's speculating is fine as long as there is some, I don't know, reasonableness to it. Let's see if there's anything else I want to say about this subject. I don't believe so, and I talked way too long about this subject already because it should not have taken a half an hour video. So, with that, I will see you guys in the next video.